Hi, today let's talk about growing for the second year in a grow box. What we have here is the first 6 feet of this 4-foot wide grow box already planted in kale and Swiss chard with a little bit of last year's kale still growing. What happened was we had large kale plants growing. We put 4 or 5 more plants in, but they were shaded so much that they never did produce much and they stayed small. The other plants we grew for almost a year, and then 4 weeks ago we took them out, and these 4 have become big and they're producing now. They will just carry us over until our new plants give us enough leaves to live on. Now we're in the last 10 feet of the 16-foot long box, and what we have here is the soil mixture from last year. You'll notice that it has receded between 1 and 2 inches. This is typical. This is what always happens because the sawdust deteriorates and becomes much, much smaller. Now, before you plant again in this grow box, you obviously need to re-fertilize, but before you do that, there are a couple of steps to take care of. First, you will want to double check and see if this box is still level. Here's how you do it. You take a level, preferably a 4-foot one or even a 2-foot one if you don't have a better one. You set it on one of the boards lengthwise and you check the bubble. Now the bubble shows that that is no longer level. So what can you do? You get yourself a pick or a pry bar, and you lift it up until it comes level. Notice we're 2 inches drop on that in 12 feet. That's quite a bit. You might have your water going down to the low end if you allow that to continue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a couple of 1x2 stakes and I'm going to put them in underneath this 2x8 and lift it up. You see how that has brought that up to level? I'll do it again down here at the end so that the box is level. The next thing you do is you put a level across the box to make sure that you're level side to side. And of course, highly likely that this side is also going to be out of level. And so you put your crowbar or whatever you're using in there, raise it up so that now the 2 sides are level. Understand? Always make sure that your box is level before you finish it off and get it ready for planting. We waited till it was a little bit cooler to start this up again, so you'll see a little difference in the light. What we've done is we've leveled the box, and we generally will use an 18-inch 1x2 stake. In this case, because our ground was so hard, I used steel spikes as my stakes. And I put 2x2s underneath the box. So, looking at the soil, you can see that it pretty much looks like dirt and acts like dirt. It is dirt. Not very much of the organic sawdust in it anymore by volume. So what we're going to do, because we have raised the box a couple of inches, we have a substantial amount to replace. I'm going to add just about 15% sand, and then I will add 25 to 30% perlite and 50 to 60% sawdust. So we'll start putting those in and we can film a little bit as we go along. As soon as I get the sand raked out, I'm going to put the fertilizer in. We have a 10-foot long box here, 4 feet wide, and so we are going to add 10 ounces of weekly feed. 5 ounces down this side and 5 ounces down the opposite side. As if it was two 18-inch wide boxes. And when you've had enough experience, you can generally do that pretty quickly and pretty accurately. Now we'll put the pre-plant in, and this is 1 ounce per foot, so we'll put 10 ounces down on each side. So we have the fertilizer down before we put the sawdust and the perlite in. We'll now put those in, water everything, and then mix it thoroughly. Sawdust can be pretty dusty when it's dry. You always want to water it thoroughly. We will not use a screed until we do the final mixing. The percentages that I used were arbitrary, nothing magic about them. You can choose different percentages. Many times you will not have inexpensive perlite, and so you'll just use sawdust and sand, or maybe you'll use peat moss. You can even use pine needles. There are a lot of things that you can use that are clean and drain well. You do want to get this thoroughly wetted down through the mixture of the sawdust and the perlite. If we were filling this box originally with nothing in it, we would put the sawdust and the perlite in first and the sand on top. That way it's easiest for the sand to go down. As it is, we will have to work to get the sand up within the sawdust and perlite. It's usually best to water it thoroughly and let it sit for a while so that it evens out and the water gets throughout the entire mix. In order for us to be able to film this tonight, we're about to lose our sun, and so I probably will get the killer and start the mixing process right away just to show you how it's done. Of course, using a tiller like this, you're going to make a little bit of a mess. If your aisles are dry and hard, then it won't hurt anything to scoop up your excess soil mix and put it back in the beds. Also, of course, get it off the top. You don't want to be wasting it. So we do that all the way around. Now that we've got the soil all mixed, we will use a screed to smooth it and level it. This is a 6-foot fence material that will do nicely as long as it's longer than the 4-foot width. And screeding means you go back and forth, moving the soil until it's all evenly distributed and right at the top of the box. As you can see, this can be done by one person, but it's a lot easier if you've got someone on the other end helping you go back and forth with the screed. And that 10-foot, 4-foot wide box is now ready to plant. Thank you.